You're watching Alu TV.
Hello, sweet world. It's Alu. Winter is, it's not as wintry as it was when some of the last times I spoke to you. It's a little bit different now. It's warmer. And even though the temperature is 0, it does feel like it's -5. But now we have gray. And, you'll be able to see, once I do the editing on all this, you'll be able to see what things are looking like. And today we're going to talk about, we have to talk about the world situation, and we're going to talk a little sports, okay? Because there's quite a bit going on. So let's go with the easy stuff first. The Australian Open has started, okay? Both the men and women have started. No real big upsets in the first round. I mean, okay, Flavio Cabelli, who's an up-and-coming Italian player, got knocked out by a young British guy named Arthur Furey. And earlier today, Yuri Lehechka of the Czech Republic got taken out by a French player named Gia, who I've never heard of. But that's the great thing about tennis. There's always somebody coming on. In the National Football League, playoffs are going on, and in the NFC, the Los Angeles Rams are going to play the Seattle Seahawks, and the winner of that game goes to the Super Bowl. The AFC, I've kind of not been paying attention to, so bad on me for that. Of course, if you follow baseball, the big news is that the Dodgers signed the top free agent of the offseason, Kyle Tucker, to a ridiculous, get ready for this, ladies and gentlemen, 4 years, $240 million contract. That's $60 million a year to play baseball. I mean, our priorities are out of whack. If we're paying somebody to $60 million to play a game, this is insane. But anyway, Tucker gets to opt out of his contract after the second year or the third year. Okay, but let's think about this. If you're getting paid to play a game and you're playing for the Dodgers, who are the best organization in baseball, I think it's pretty much agreed, back-to-back World Series champions, why would you opt out of a contract when you're making $60 million a year? That sounds like a pretty damn good deal to me. I surely wouldn't. Even if the team went 0-162, I might want to change teams, but I wouldn't want to go test out my value on the free market. I think I'll bank that $60 million, no problem. So that's the world of sports. Okay, let's talk about the pathetic happenings in Minnesota. It's unbelievable. The governor, Tim Walz, now has, he's gotten the Minnesota National Guard to help assist the police and try to protect the citizens who are peacefully protesting. However, President Idiot Head is upping the ante and is threatening to send 1,500 troops to Minnesota to assist the ICE agents there. This sounds like a powder keg that's about to explode. And it really, really is a very dangerous moment we are all in. So the question is, what can you do? Well, I have an idea. I have an idea that will actually make people pay attention. What if nobody bought anything for a day? You didn't buy a pizza, you didn't buy gasoline, you didn't go to the grocery store, you called in sick, you just stopped. What if that happened? That would get the attention of people. If you did it multiple days in a row, what if 95% of the American public just stopped? Didn't buy stock, didn't sell stock, didn't buy an iPhone, just did not participate. You see, the Canadians have really shown in an indirect way how not coming to America has really had an effect. Just ask the hotel owners in Las Vegas. There are plenty of rooms available at cheap rates. Why? The Canadians are not coming. Okay? Ask the hotel owners of the Northeast why they have plenty of vacancies at their hotels and motels. The Canadians are not coming. Ask the border people in the Pacific Northwest whose towns depend on Canadians to come there and spend their money. They're not coming. And it's had a huge effect. And of course, the media is trying to suppress this information. A useful channel for all of you to look at on YouTube is a channel called Guard the Leaf. And it's a Canadian guy who is really pissed off at the United States. And he is documenting using, Canadian border control statistics and also picking up feeds from American media about, local feeds, about how news organizations are covering the fact that Canadian visitors are not coming. And they're not planning on coming back anytime soon. There has to be a serious shift in attitude that the United States is going to have to demonstrate to Canadians before they come back. Many of them are discovering, hey, there are other places to go. There are other things to see. Yes, the United States is very close by, but it's not the only place for them to come visit. So check out Guard the Leaf, okay? Another thing that I would do, besides not participating, is, of course, we want to peacefully protest. We do not want to take up arms, okay? But to those who disagree with you and think that what's happening in Minnesota is a good thing, just ask them this one question. If we're the United States, do we look united at the moment? How can America say it's united? How can America say it's united when you have a president who takes troops and puts them in states that didn't vote for him? What kind of behavior is this? This is not normal behavior. This has never happened since I've been alive. Okay, President Nixon never did anything like this. Okay, President Reagan never did anything like this. George Herbert Walker Bush never did anything like this. George W. Bush never did anything like this. Okay? Now all of a sudden, Mr. Trump, well, he's completely different. It's okay to intimidate the American people, asking people for papers. I remember when I was living in France, the French government would do this. They would walk into the metro, they would ask people for their papers, anybody who they thought didn't look like they belonged. I saw it with my own eyes. Now this is happening in the United States. There's video after video after video of ICE agents going into restaurants, and the people who are working there are asking them to leave. Their presence is very intimidating. They're scaring the customers. They don't want them there. Why are they there? So the best thing for the American people to do is to stop. just stop. One huge sick out, don't buy anything, you'll get people's attention and you'll take the power back in your own hands. So that's today's Whoopi Freakin' Do. And not the greatest thing, right? I wish that there was better news to report, and I wish that things would get better. Let Greenland be Greenland, I say. Until the next time, this is Alu. Hopefully, I'll have something more positive to talk about next time on Whoopi Freakin' Do.
Thank you for watching Alu TV.